Hello everyone, in today's topic we are going to talk about ratio, proportion, and percentages. What is a ratio? A ratio is a comparison of two quantities. Ratios can be written in three different ways. So A to B, A is to B, or A over B. So remember, ratio is a fraction and B cannot be equal to 0 because if B is equal to 0, it is undefined already. Ratios are expressed in simplest form, so always we reduce it in the lowest form. Let us have the example, the dinner queue. So when you're going to the restaurant, you have your queue, yes? So first we have the ratio of girls to boys. So in every one girl, there are two boys. So we have 1:2. And in every two girls, we have four boys. 2:4 or still 1:2. Then in every three girls, we have six boys. So we have 3:6, or still in lowest term, we have 1:2. And then in every four girls, we have eight boys. So 4:8, or still the simplest ratio is 1:2. So we can conclude that 1:2, 2:4, 3:6, 4:8 are equivalent ratios. Now, the other way around, the ratio of boys to girls. So in every two boys, we have one girl. So we have 2:1. Then in every four boys, we have two girls. So we have 4:2, or the simplest ratio is 2:1. And in every six boys, we have three girls. So we have the ratio 6:3, or the lowest term for this one is 2:1. And then for every eight boys, we have four girls. So we have 8:4, or the simplest ratio is still 2:1. So we therefore conclude that 2:1 is equal to 4:2, is equal to 6:3, is equal to 8:4. So they are equivalent ratios. Does order matter? Yes, of course. So, example, there are 20 boys and 10 girls in year 6. Which of these are correct? So, it is letter B. So, boys, the ratio of boys to girls is 2:1. It means that two boys to every girl. Or if we are going to use the ratio girls is to boys, so we have 1:2. It means that one girl to every two boys. So order matters when it comes to ratio. So be careful what you write. Now, let's move on to the real life application of ratio. So 10 mouth-watering shortbread biscuits. This is the recipe for 20 biscuits. Can you scale down the recipe for 10? So remember to keep your recipe in proportion. If you have the sugar, remember to have the rest as well, or it won't taste good, of course. So what do we need to do to 20 biscuits to have 10 biscuits? So we are going to divide it by 2. So all of the ingredients for 20 biscuits, the 400 grams flour, we are going to divide it by 2. So all of them, 400 grams flour, 400 grams butter, 200 grams sugar, 200 grams semolina. Semolina is a type of flour. So from here, we are going to divide it by 2. So we need 200 grams of flour. We need 200 grams of butter. And we need 100 grams of sugar and 100 grams of semolina or flour. So using the ratio in real life or proportion, it's really very important, especially when we bake or when we cook food. So in the future, you will gonna see the significance of ratio and proportion. So now onto proportion. What is proportion? So A is to B equals C is to D. We can rewrite this one as A over B equals C over D. A proportion is an equation that equates two ratios. So the ratio of dogs and cats was 3 is to 2. The ratio of dogs and cats now is 6 is to 4. So we can rewrite this one as 3 over 2 equals 6 is to 4. Now let us have the cross product property. It is a property of proportion. So if we have 7 is to 2 equals x is to 6, we can rewrite this one as 7 over 2 equals x over 6. From here, we can solve for x. So we cross multiply x times 2 equals 2x and 7 times 6 equals 42. From here, we are going to divide both sides by 2. Cancel, cancel. 42 divided by 2 is 21, so x equals 21. Now let's move on to ratio and proportion. So under ratio calculations, the ratio of boys to girls is 4 is to 5. If there are 16 boys, how many girls are there? So that to solve this easily, we use the table. So the ratio of boys to girls is 4 is to 5. And then under the boys, we have 16. So in here, we analyze what is the number that is multiplied to 4 to get 16. Yes, it's 4. So 4 times 4 equals 16. So whatever that number, we are going to multiply it to 5. So we have 5 times 4 equals 20. So if there are 16 boys, there are 20 girls. Now let us have another example. The ratio of cars to buses is 3 is to 7. If there are 49 buses, how many cars are there? From here, we are going to make a table. So the ratio of cars to buses is 3 is to 7. And then under the column for the buses, we have 49. So what is the number that is multiplied to 7 to get 49? It is 7. So whatever that number, you multiply it to 3. So 3 times 7, it is equal to 21. So if there are 49 buses, there are 21 cars. Now let's move on to proportional division. Bill and Ben share a raffle win of 400 pounds in the ratio 3 is to 5. How much does each get? Step 1. Since the ratio is 3 is to 5, we are going to add 3 plus 5, so we have 8 shares. From the 8 shares, we are going to divide it from 400. So 400 divided by 8 equals 50. So taking a look at the ratio 3 is to 5, so Bill comes first before Ben. So Bill gets 3 times 50, whatever the amount that we have in step 2. So 3 times 50 equals 150 pounds. And Ben gets 5 times 50 equals 250 pounds. To check whether our answer is correct, let us add. 150 plus 250, is it equal to 400? Yes, it is. So our answers are correct. Now let us have another example. Ryan and Rose share 24 cakes in the ratio 3 is to 1. How many cakes does each get? Step 1. Since the ratio is 3 is to 1, we need to add 3 plus 1 equals 4 shares. From the 4 shares, we are going to divide it from 24. So 24 divided by 4, it is equal to 6. And then taking a look at the ratio, 3 is to 1, Ryan comes first before Ross. So Ryan gets 3 times 6. 6 comes from step 2. Okay, so it is equal to 18. So Ryan gets 18 cakes. And then Rose will get 1 times 6, which is equal to 6, will get 6 cakes. To check whether our answers is correct, we are going to add 18 plus 6. Is it equal to 24? Yes, it is. So therefore, our answers are correct. Let's move on to percentages. What is percent? Percent came from the Latin words percentum, which means out of 100. So from 7 is to 10, it is written as 7 over 10. Let us make it in percent. From here, always take a look at the denominator. What number must be multiplied to 10 to become 100? So we are going to multiply both the numerator and denominator by 10. So 7 times 10 is 70, 10 times 10 is 100. So we have 70 over 100. And it is written as 70% because it is out of 100, meaning the denominator is 100. Now let us have another one. 4 is to 5. It is written as 4 over 5. So think of that number to make your denominator 100. So it is times 20. So we are going to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 20. So 4 times 20 equals 80. 5 times 20 equals 100. So our denominator is already 100. From here, we can rewrite 80 over 100 as 80%. Now let us have percent to ratio. So if we have 8%, 8% is written as 8 over 100. So remember, percent is out of 100, meaning the denominator is 100. So from here, think of the number that can divide both 8 and 100, the largest one, okay? So it is 4. It is divided by 4. So 8 divided by 4 and 100 divided by 4, it is equal to 2 over 25. How about 130%? So 130% can be written as 130 over 100. So from here, think of a number that can divide 130 and 100. Okay, yes, it is 10. So it is the largest number. So 130 divided by 10 and 100 divided by 10, it is 13 over 10. So that is how we rewrite percent to ratio. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. See you again next time. Bye.